Hello, and thank you for taking the time to have a look at my Wakelet today. So, as I explained in the main description of my Wakelet, I am trying to give my scheme of learning a complete overhaul anyway, because I inherited this from a different member of staff. I was very happy with that at the start of the year. It all looked hunky-dory, but as I've progressed through the year, I've realised that I should have made some adaptations. But luckily I get to do it all again next year, and I'm just going to show you a section of the bits that I'm going to overhaul today, and discuss some of the inclusivity bits that I've added and that I'll be adapting. So as you can see, I'm teaching zoological animal health and husbandry on a level 3 animal management course, and this is the scheme of learning that I used this year, but I pretty much copied and pasted it from the previous year, and I'm going to change the first couple of weeks in this video, and then I'm also going to do the end of the scheme of learning. But just to quickly give you a look to why I'm adapting it so much is if you see the lessons here. So I've got zoo history, accommodation, then it says capture and restraint. If you actually have a look at the scheme of learning, the content runs very differently. So content learning aim A starts with legislation. Obviously that's really good starting point for any unit, because it sort of gives you the reasons for why you undertake all the tasks that you do. Then we move on to record keeping. A bit further down we talk about accommodation, and then finally we move on to restraint of animals. So with that in mind, the scheme of learning is a little bit higgledy-piggledy. It doesn't follow those learning aims nice and smoothly, and I found that towards the end of my teaching I would have definitely structured it differently, because it didn't relate nicely to those assignments that we were doing at the time. So that is last year's. I have made some changes. This is my one that I'm going to be starting in September. I haven't filled out the top bit yet. Obviously the first week is Connect College, and Activate Learning will give all of the learners and us tasks to do for that week, and then obviously the first week is a bit of an introduction to the aims of the unit. So things aren't massively different on this. All the bits that I've added are in green. So I've initially put the learning aim here, what it actually is relating to in terms of the specification, and then we have our aims here. So we're going to introduce the module, and this gives us a chance to find out the learner's prior knowledge as well. So it's a really good indication of where they are, and it gives us a chance to get to know each other as well, because I won't actually have taught these guys before. So we will be having a look at the starting point, and then what I've added to this is the learners create a target list for them. So they're going to set themselves targets. They will be structured by the teacher, because as you probably know, students do find it a little bit difficult to get sort of some ideas of what they want to achieve, and obviously if they don't know what they want to achieve because it's all new, you kind of need to give them some prompts. So that will be related to the learning aims. They will be followed up at intervals throughout the year, so that's where we get our review on that one. So we've got our connect here, 2 minutes, rate yourselves, rate how you feel, how zoos are, good or bad. Then there's a bit of a PowerPoint, and then we will sort of discuss what they want to learn and make those targets for the year. So I've added a couple of bits into this column here. We're going to do digital skills, so we'll be including a bit of an online platform where they can mark off these targets as they go. So it's ticking off that.